Stop overcomplicating making money online. Today, I'm going to show you the simplest path to hitting $10,000 a month, not by working 100 hours a week like Gary Vee preaches and other people who tell you to work all the time, not by burning money on digital ads, but by following a proven system that actually works in 2025. I have personally helped multiple brands go from zero to up to $1 million a month, but more importantly, I've helped countless people break the $10,000 a month barrier using this exact same system. The best part, you don't need any special skills or massive startup capital to be able to do what I'm about to teach you. Here is the biggest problem. Everyone's telling you to hustle 24/7, to give up your social life, and to work yourself into a grave. I've seen people literally have a nervous breakdown following this advice, and I do not recommend it whatsoever because you can do it without having to work hundreds of hours, and I'm going to show you how. What if I told you there was just a smarter way to work? So instead of working harder, we're gonna work smarter using what I've called my creator arbitrage method. It's a fancy way for using content creators to help make you money. Number one, all you need to do is find proven products that are already selling online. Number two, you just need to improve the positioning, and I'm gonna show you how in this video. And then number three, you simply need to partner with content creators to distribute your product to millions of eyeballs. Super easy, sounds complex, but I'm going to show you why it's not and how you can do it for yourself. Okay, so number one, we're going to talk about product selection. This one's actually quite fun. It's not overly complex and it's very easy to do. You can simply do it on your phone. Product selection simply means going online and looking at the products that are currently selling. Now, this could be simply scrolling through Facebook, could be scrolling through YouTube and looking at what ads come up. You could be looking at Rumble, seeing what ads are coming up there. You could go onto TikTok to see what the creators are promoting, or you could go onto Instagram Reels and see what your favorite content creators are promoting there. And you'll also get hit with ads on that page as well. And the key takeaway is you need to be dialed into the market to see what other people are selling. Then once you know what other people are selling online, you're going to essentially want to be able to reverse engineer this, meaning all you need to do is gauge the popularity of what's selling online, and then you're going to pick the products that resonate most with you so that you can replicate these to sell online yourself to make stacks of cash and money for yourself rather than watching other people make money and live your dream life. So essentially what I've done before, and I'm going to give you a perfect example. I've found products online that are trending with a unique spin. For example, we saw this one particular brand that had invented a nootropic, and then rather than selling this nootropic in a capsule, they put it into a confectionery. So it was what we were calling a nootropic gummy bear at the time. What my team did was we did a little bit of research on this. We looked at some stores that were selling nootropics through old, outdated versions like capsules. And then we looked at the traffic compared to the capsule nootropic versus the gummy nootropic. Now we saw that the gummies were working a lot better. So what did we do? We doubled down, we built a brand around the gummies. By doing this, we were able to capitalize on what we saw working in the market. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna be looking for products that work, and you're gonna be constantly trying to identify opportunities to ride a wave that you already know is profitable. In this case, it happened to be a nootropic gummy. So that's step one. What is step two? Step two, you need to build systems around this so that you can access eyeballs to make sales, so that you can get that first juice or that first boost of revenue. And then once you've got that first revenue boost, you're going to build automation around it so you can make money off the back end of that first wave. So again, circling back to the gummy bears, we used what I call my creator arbitrage method. Again, a fancy way for saying how you're going to use creators to access eyeballs. What we initially did with that was we gave away products to 300 people. Now, if you imagine they had 1,000 followers each, they had many more, but let's just work off 1,000 followers each. That's 300,000 eyeballs. For us, that got us our initial $10,000 a month pump, but we wanted to make more than that. So once we got that initial pump, we started to build infrastructure around it. And one of the hacks that we used in doing this was when we had our spread of content creators, you've got to imagine, say we've got 1 to 100 content creators. You're going to see the data around that content. So out of 100 pieces of content, you're going to see the top 5 that are performing. Now, once you've seen the top 5 performing pieces of content through your content creators that you've given product away to, you're going to want to double down and you're going to cherry pick the top 5. And then those top 5 are what you're going to use for paid ads. Because if you think about it, a lot of first-time founders or a lot of brand owners basically waste money by guessing what works. I'm going to show you how to bypass this entire guessing process and save yourself tens of thousands of dollars by using this method. Because if you give it away to 100 people, all you have to do is identify the top 3 to 5 pieces of content that work. And then once you've identified these top 3 pieces of content, you can double down, pump cash into that, and then you're going to get a huge return on investment through paid ads. So you're going to start with our creator arbitrage method, give the product to the best creators to create content. And then once they've created the content, you're going to pick the top 3 pieces and you're going to drive paid ads into that content. We've seen people put $1,000 into a top performing piece of content and pull out up to $12,000 in sales. So that's a 12 times ROI. So you're going to use this method to access the eyeballs, which gives you your initial pump. And then once you've identified the content that works, you're going to cherry pick that out and run ads behind it. This is how you can basically hack the system and save tens of thousands of dollars trying to guess what's going to work by actually doubling down with paid ads on what you know works. So again, this video is just basically how to make your first $10,000 a month. And what we've shown you now is how to identify products, how to get that first pump to make your first $10,000 a month. It's really not as hard as you think. So what comes next after you've got that initial pump? The next part is you want to work smart. You don't want to work hard. And what I mean by that is you just want to build systems and infrastructure around your brand that does the selling for you. Now you can hire an offshore worker to do 7 days a week customer service. They can do all your sales. They can do follow-up phone calls. They can do all the heavy lifting. You really shouldn't be doing this yourself. Because if you want to own 7, 8, 9, 10 brands, or similar to the amount of brands that I own, and if you want to go from making $10,000 a month to making up to $1 million a month, you have to have people around you that can support you, because you cannot do this by yourself. So you've got to relinquish the desire to want to be able to service all your customers, because when you start to get thousands of them, you just won't have the manpower. Hiring people who can do the heavy lifting with your customer service is essential. You also need to have automation built in, meaning you don't have time to sit there all day texting and emailing people, but you can hire people to do the text and email on an automatic basis. So think about this. You've got your product, you've accessed a bunch of creators. That wave or that pump has got you your $10,000 a month. Then once you've got that 10K a month, you want to implement systems, which means you need customer service. Let's say they're working from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then at 7 p.m., you can have emails go out once or twice per week to remind your customers about what products you're selling, put it on their radar to generate more sales. And then you might do one text message campaign per week, maybe in the middle of the week, to let people know what you're up to, any new products you've brought out, any upsells that you can sell them, any bundles or subscriptions. So you've basically got 3 channels working for you. Your paid customer service, who you can get for very minimal cost offshore, and they would love the money. Your email automation team, who are making you money while you sleep, and your text message automation team, who make you money during the day by sending out text message campaigns. After you've got your initial $10,000 pump, by simply putting in place this infrastructure, this is how the brand starts to work for you. And this is how you start to make money on autopilot. Now, also with your ads, you can simply, as I said before, cherry pick the best performing pieces of content, and you can double down on ads. If you've got a high quality piece of content, you don't need to spend a lot of money on ads. I've seen brands run by inexperienced founders who just waste tens of thousands of dollars trying to figure out what works. If you've made it this far in the video, you don't need to do that, because I've just shown you how to do it for free. So you can basically access the eyeballs, use all your content creators, find the piece that performs the best, and you simply cherry pick it out. You give it to someone who's an ad specialist. You could learn to do it yourself if you want. I prefer hiring a specialist to do it. And then you get them to double down by creating ads around that top performing piece of content. So if you do this, basically what you're going to find, you're going to get more money out of those ads. Because if you give an advertiser a rockstar piece of content, the return on investment, or the amount of sales that you make for what you spend on ads, is going to be phenomenally higher compared to just simply blasting and testing, throwing your money down the drain. I've seen people go broke by doing this. So you want to double down on that highest performing piece of content. If you don't believe me around this process, or if you want me to give you a case study of a student that I've worked with who've actually implemented this plan and seen it work, I'm going to give you one specific example right now. I had a client in the pet space, and they identified the fact, just like I've taught you, that people love their pets and they want to spend money on pets. But what am I going to sell to them? I can't sell traditional stuff because the market is flooded and it's boring. Leashes, dog food, all this stuff's going to be around forever. It always has been and it always will be. But where's the innovation? Where's products that exist now that didn't exist before? Well, one of my students, Michael, identified a player in the market that invented a product which was puppy vitamin water. super smart because puppies like to drink water. So this dude invented a product that was simply a vitamin infused water. All he did was source the product and the vitamins and ingredients that go in that are beneficial to pets. He put a little bit of branding on it, and I think he bought around 100 units of stock. He took 50 content creators with pets and he just gave them some free product. All they did was create content and put it out into the market on TikTok and Instagram. That 50 product giveaway made him $15,000 in sales in his first week. So he had proof of concept, he had his first revenue boost, which was above $10,000 a month, and then all he did was implement the exact same systems that I'm teaching you guys, meaning he hired a customer service person, they work 7 days a week, he put in place some email flows, he got some text message marketing, he doubled down on content creators that were working really well, and best of all, he cherry-picked the best ad that was working based off his content creators. And then he started marketing his puppy vitamin water to people whose interest included pets, dog walking, dog sitting, anyone who was enthusiastic that followed Facebook pages with dogs, puppies, and pets. And then he doubled down with that high-performing content, and his biggest month was $150,000 a month revenue through simply selling puppy water. So if you don't think this stuff works, I don't know what else to tell you. This is a real-life case study of someone that I've personally worked with who just used this strategy to make themselves up to $150,000 a month. So the proof is in the pudding, and I've showed you exactly how it works in practice. So that is the conclusion of today's video. This is a quick, short, and to the point video on how to make up to $10,000 a month from scratch using e-commerce, selling products online using a very specific strategy that I've outlined for you guys for free. If you want more practical strategies like this, all I want you to do is hit subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway from this video, and I'm personally going to respond to every comment with additional tips on how you can use this strategy to make yourself money. If you want to learn more, simply click the link in my video and I'll see you on the other side.